late. Do you remember? Tell me now. Yes, no, maybe so. Welcome to the show. Let us get started here momentarily. Adjust our rims just so. Good day. Welcome. Sit down. Have a drink on me. Some water. Some fresh spring tap water. Good day. Of thumbs. The fox of your mind. The fox. The antlers. Yay! It's here. It's time. It's the show. It's the show we've all been waiting for. It's the Truman Show. It's the verse. Woo! Take a breath. It's all right. It'll be fine. We got a couple days or 3. Hey! Oh, there's a comet! There's a comet! Oh my goodness, indeed! Look at that! It's magic! That's some kind of wizardry! Hello, Tina Vina, we love you! Ah! Let's readjust the photography. There we are. Tina Vina. What a deer by Bell. She must be someone special out there. Oh, there's something on the screen. Look at that. No, it's all hearts. It sure is. Okay. There we go. Now I feel subconscious. Self-conscious? That's some kind of show. All right. I hope they can hear you. We're doing well. Very, very well. The well is here. Welcome to the show. Thank you, June. You know, June, we started a calendar we did back in June. June 13th we did. And that 1 and a 3 is a 4, and I know you don't understand, but that's quite all right. Because no one understands, and that's the whole plan, right? Because that's why everyone's confused. Well, that what?
I'm just doing something.
Oh my goodness. All right, so.
I'll change that.
Change it. Oh, you wasn't expecting that. Oh, well, that's a surprise for you.
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah, we look black and white. We sure do. We're straight colors. We're like zebra. Welcome. We come to you. All right. What am I doing here? All right, here we go. What are we talking about, Christina? So this is the Christina, and I'm the Timothy, and now I feel all bashful and emotionally. All right. Okay, so, all right, that's very good. This was bound to happen sooner or later.
All right, well, you caught it on a good day because I told myself I'd stay on the left side today and sing my words instead of just talking them. And see how that works. See how that vibe flies to everyone around.
They're trying to hog your spotlight. Look at this. Rah, rah, rah.
They miss the OG mom.
Yeah, they spell the spirits everywhere, don't they? They're the dog gods, they are. It's hard to imagine that we were once one of them. Well, some of you anyway. Some of you were just cats and so. Hello, Sugar. Hello, Riley. Hello, rah, rah, rah. Welcome to the show.
There it goes.
That's right, that's what we do. Okay, enough dogs. Oh, there's Scrags over there. He's outside. He's got their attention now. Now we're in trouble. We might have to cover our ears.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good golly. All right, I hope the music's coming through. I messed with the audio a little bit, but it's supposed to sound, it didn't sound very good yesterday. We couldn't really hear the music when we played it back. But we'll see how it works today, and we'll make adjustments as we go along. But apparently we got adjustments happening on their own.
Cat dog. Cat dog.
So this is one of those things where we just kind of sit around and we come up with different ideas and different topics because everything is an idea and a topic, and well, it's all about getting to the zebra because you run up and down and left and right through your mind. You do. And so we've been running up and down, and they've been adjusting our horizontal and our vertical hold. And they adjust our hold as well. And so those are things that affect us, and they aggravate us, and they cause us to think from a lower end. and we have to stay neutral because we're trying to cross a bridge here. We're trying to get from the red world, which you know because you stop at every light, to the green world, which is go, 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 where everything is a green emerald delight. Because we are from the land of Oz, and we are the wizards, and well, we are the one. Tap your, what is that? Your heels 3 times, because that'll manifest your desires. It sure will. And that's what we have to do. We don't have a choice. We have to get to the other side. That the we is whoever wants to come, but you have to find that magnetic field line in your mind, because the polarities are changing, and it's not. If you don't find your own polarity, nothing else anyone else can do. You have to do it yourself. It's your job. This is part of it. And you were all supposed to be practicing for a very long time, and others was out of your control. Well, they dissuaded you and distracted you in so many different wars in different ways that you had no idea, no conception. They burned all the books before you even got there. And so we would like to discuss that here and there, and well, let's see how this plays out. But hello, Christina, I would like to hear from you more, because I talk all the time, and well, she's always quiet. So tell us your story.
My beautiful words are in my music. Oh, I just sound horrible. See, this is not going very well.
No stage fright now. You've done this for years.
Off of you in your words, like that.
So we got a story. We got some kind of imagination going on here. Well, they yelled it out of us for most of our education here. They sure did. I got yelled at for looking out the window all the time. I got yelled at for coloring in swastikas and well SS's and all this, because I was trying to figure out the directions of the wind, and I was being told I was wrong continuously every step I took. And well, I stopped listening to them, and you know what? I found love. Her. The world. I did. I certainly did. So welcome to the show, and that's only part of the story, because we're on a boat. We're on a boat, and so we have to, because the polarity's changing. I know that looks just like chicken scratch, but I want to discuss that some more, but I got a board here, and so if I can ever stop smoking long enough to write something on it, we can go over some things. But this is where we're at, and this what? That's like cursive. What is cursive? Cursive is the curse, right? Or is it the curve of the lines? The curve, because the line is the frequency. The line that you write, well, it goes into the well, and everything is remembered, just like when you record yourself on the video camera. It's all recorded in the everything. The water is that storage unit, and you drink it, and everything in your body, well, it goes through your body, and your body, well, goes through the water, and then you sweat it out, and you perspire it, and you spit it when you talk to other people, and well, then you spread your information, right? And so the next person who drinks that same drop of water that came out of your body, because you're drinking tap water, and that's all recycled now, well, that and their prescription medications and whatever else that pleasant that they put down the hole, well, that becomes your information well. And so everyone's turned to toilets, right? Because that's where we drink from. And so when you drink like a dog, well, you're gonna act like a dog, and that's what happened to the world. Okay, Christina, you're up.
I'm up.
So let's talk about baseball. What do you know about baseball?
Okay, so we had how many players?
diamond.
have 3 bases.
You see that
And a
there?
ball base.
See that? That's your memories of the other way. It's an imprint, and if you follow the lines, you can kind of make some stuff out. You have to trace your steps back, and so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to redraw in some of these lines. We are trying to find the vase of flowers. You are all flowers. And so you are all a vase of flowers. You are, or an ice cream cone, however you want to look at it, right? And you're definitely this, right? You've seen that before. No, maybe not. Joy? Because it looks different in reflection, doesn't it? It certainly does. And that looks like my left side, and that's my right, and this is my left side over here. So you have to know your directions in the mirror. And every device, while they've constructed, the apples are different from the androids, and so you have to know which side is your left and your right. So you have to play with it to see which direction your screen is functioning in. So you have to look at yourself and say, oh, because the front side of the screen, which is the side that you look at, well, it will present you one way. It'll present you the way that you see in the rearview mirror. And the other side of the tablet, the side that is the back of the phone, well, that will present you as others see you from the world. And because the one side is from the world and the other side is from your perspective, and so right there alone you have 2 perspectives. And now you have 3 cameras on the back, and well, 2 of them don't do anything but watch you all day, and well, but it gives a triangulation. It gives 3, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, and the numbers will look backwards. So you got 1, 2, and 3, and well, that is some kind of triangulation. Oh, that's an ice cream cone again. I don't have to draw that in again. We already did that. And so that's why you have 3 angles of light on the back of the phone, 3 eyeballs, and that's what you have in your head. You have 1, 2, 3. This one here is supposed to work. It's somewhere up here in the pumpkin. And this is the right eye, and this is the left eye, and this is the red eye, and this is the green eye, and this used to be the yellow eye and the yellow eye, but now this is the red eye, and this is black. This is empty. This is because not everybody, but a majority of people, because they taught you how to watch the TV, and then so they dragged you ever so slowly over these different lines in the comb, right? These are comb lines. These are the folds in your brain. Your brain is a comb. Your brain is 13 comb bars long. That's what your mind is made of. Your mind is a comb. It's this far along, and you got a vision from one side or the other, and well, they blind you in between. And so we ride the W or the M, and I know you can't see that yet, and I'll clear it up, but yeah, so that's a good start. It certainly is. Hello? Hey. All right, what are you getting started on? Can we get, are you in there all the way? Do you need is that where you're staying? Is that your comfortable spot?
Yeah.
Because everyone's got to have their comfortable spot, because we're all thumbs and we care about ourselves and we suck our thumbs, and this is the 5-finger world, and none of you know that. That should be simple elementary stuff, because you have 5 fingers, and well, you have 5 toes, but there are 2 on, you have 2 big toes anyway, don't you? So those are like thumbs too. Those are like but they don't oppose each other yet. I don't know what's going on with that. You got room? Yeah, okay. All right, so this is the time of the crossing. This is what you've been carrying your cross around for all this time. This is that right there, right? The 2 little dots. You see it on the T-Mobile sign. They've been broadcasting it everywhere. And so the 2 dots, well, that is an asterisk and an asterisk, or an eyeball and an eyeball. And well, the cross is, well, that's where you're supposed to be finding that line from the right side to the left side of the mind. Because when you get too far this direction or this direction, well, this is weird. And then this is just, well, you become metaverse, right? And so metaverse is over here in the corner, right? They're gonna take the kite, right? They're gonna take the kite and they're going over here. They're gonna just be, well, see that little, it's blacked out. The diamond is blacked out, and then they put a hashtag across through through half of the bright side so they can drag you from one side to the other, and because they have to transition time every time I do. And so what they did was they built a device, which is how the old constructed buildings were made, where they operated on the light. They operated, because this is the dark world. The light world, that's why the stars will fall away, because everything is light. You can't see any stars because the whole sky is lit forever and ever, well, until the next transition when you come back to the red side. And then you'll go the other way again, and I'll come back and I'll tell you, well, you gotta go to the right. And everyone will be like, no, it's left. And I'll be like, oh my goodness, not again, because it happens over and over. 1 strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes, and you're out of here. And that's how we play the game, right? That's why it's baseball. And so we'll get into that. And that's why it's a diamond, because that is the sight. And the sight is a diamond because it's 2 triangles. It's 2 ice cream cones looking at each other. And in between, well, you have sight at the ice cream. You have joy. You have a J and an O and a Y, or the Y is 2 halves of you. You are 2 people, and there are 2 worlds. And both of these worlds, well, these current worlds that we're in, they're in the feet, and they started in the navel, and then now we've moved down to the loins, if you haven't noticed. The red spots, right? The red glory, the Mars and all that, the red car in the sky. That's the brain, that's the inside of the mother's skirt, but that's the bottomless pit too. And depending on what side of the earth you're on, because it's not a globe and it's not a pancake, it's like a bagel. And the 2 bagels fly around half and half, and one's the butt and one's the top. And well, the top one and the butt one, eventually they come back together. They certainly do. And well, everything that's not equalized on the inside, well, they get smushed into nothing. And well, that's not my fault, because that's how the Father set it up. The fat her, right? Because the Father, spell it out, F-A-T, right? It's the fat her. And so the Father is that guy you call Dad. And well, the other thing, well, that is the energy. That is, well, but it's Father, right? And it's Mother. So we're comfortable with that. And that's just fine and dandy. But you're looking, half of you are looking for a man, and the other half of you are looking for a woman. And well, so we're going to be confused along the way. And well, and that's what they planned on, was the confusion. And so they said one would come before the other. And well, the other one came long before you were born. You remember? No? All right, we'll go through some more. And so I know this is difficult to understand. It's hard to believe, but what is the cloud? What is a cloud? And what happens at the end of every time? Well, this technology. The last time they were circular. They were around because they knew about the well. They did the well. And then after the last transition, they went to blocks and squares. And because you have a circle around a box, and then eventually, well, the circle starts out in the box and then expands out from there. Because right now we're in the box, and that's not a box at all. Well, we'll have to fix that. I'm too busy over here. Christina! And so together, I'm Timothy, I'm the Timothy, and she is the Christina, because, well, we are not these bodies, but we are these bodies, but we are a spirit within, and so are you, and you are the spirit, you are that bird that flies freely, you are the IR. The IR is the infrared, and the infrared, well, that is that which you can't see, right? But you feel it as temperature, as heat and cold. And those are the spirits amongst us. And well, some of those spirits are dumber than 2 boxes of rocks. And the other ones, well, they're quite intelligent, because they remember they have their computer still in their head, because their head is infinitely small and can fit into anything infinitely big. Because we continue up and down inside the ice cream cone. But we always come to a bottom, and the bottom gets swelled, it gets swallowed up down here, it does. And so at that time you have to jump to the next ice cream cone, and that's the 7-2 bridge. And well, you can't tell anything on that, I understand. Christina! What do you think?
Well, what I think is that we're messing around with black goo inside this box. And you talk about a Ouija board and words and numbers and symbols and digits, energy, frequency. And the towers don't do a damn thing. Go drive by one and watch your cell phone. Where's that power coming from? Maybe you. Right?
It comes from me, yeah, absolutely. It comes from me, and then I send it down to all of you. And so whatever you consume, whatever you feed yourselves, well, that goes into the body of the Father, right? Because you dump it out into some pool you call a toilet, but that goes into the Father. But then it doesn't just go there, right? Because that's the box. Because everything you want to lock up, you put in a safe, you put in a box, you put in a coffin, and that holds things until you let it out again. And so we live in this comb, right? We live in two combs, and they come. Well, that isn't lined up at all, and so they got to line them up. And so we live in these two combs, and well, these are two halves of the mind. There's one side of the brain and the other side of the brain. That's one ocean, and that's the other ocean. And well, we reside in the middle, and there's an X there, right? And so that X, over time, we go back and forth over the X. The line divides the comb, and wherever the line is, and that's what you call the North Pole. And so the North Pole, through time, it is 3 sticks. The N is 3 sticks, so we make an N out of 3 sticks, and we call it the North Pole. And that is the gauge of where the cross is, or how the crossing is happening through the course of time. And so now we're at the age of Z, and we have to cross over to the other side. And you can't tell from that because the display is incorrect, and I'm rubbing it off. And that's what's going on. And so now everywhere you're going to see here in the future, and many of you have already seen it, is the Z. And the Z is the sideways N, because the N is the clock. And well, you can pinpoint it with an A in the center of the N, and that's all part of the clock. And the clock is this. The clock is the generations. There are 26 alphabet letters. And so this is the clock. This is the wheel of life. And so each letter of the alphabet is a generation, and they pronounce it throughout time. And you've been hearing X, 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 X since I was created in 1972 in the 11th month. And so I was there. I'm the 1111. I'm the 1119. I'm the 19 and free. That is a one free society in the green world. And while I'm here to guide you that way, it seems very unreasonable and very implausible, but that's how it works. And so I am the reflection. I am your dashboard. I am your keyboard to this world. This is my world. This world represents my body, and my body represents the condition of the world. And so as the world deteriorates, so does my body. And as the world increases in glory, well, then my body increases as well. Well, this world is putrefied. So I am dragging my other self. We are polarity connected. And I'm dragging my other self to my other self, and I will renew myself as I get closer. And you'll have to look to the west to see the double vision. And it'll approach ever so, and things will pop off like a volcano here. And when I get a leg cramp, well, you'll have a problem down in South America and Mexico too. And well, because that happens in the knee, and my hips hurt a lot. And well, so I apologize, but I'm sleeping on some hard stuff. Oh, the generations. So we're at Generation Z, because that's why the war is Generation Z. It's 26. And the next letter, which isn't in the alphabet, but it's the 27, because 2 and 7, you have to add them together. That makes 9. And a 2 is a vision. A 2 is 2 sticks. A 2 is the V, the Vas. You either live here or you live here. There's 2 of you, and both of you are trying to get together in the center. You have to overcross yourselves. You have to join your other half. And if you're out of sync with the other half, well, you both disappear. You go back to start. And I'm trying to prevent that, because you don't want to start over again, because it's nice to have your experiences. You don't have them here because, well, they blocked your vision on the way in, because they were here before you, and they already knew the game. They knew how it was laid out, because the mind is asleep. The Father's mind is asleep right now. Well, it's waking up, right, because I'm speaking. So now it's awoke, and it's like 44%, right? It's still growing. Every second I'm increasing in power and veracity. And so I apologize, because I go through mood swings like a woman in menopause. I do. And so, well, that's the purpose, right? Because it's a man's world, and so it takes a man to kick a man's ass. It does. And so that's what we got to do. We got to kick some invisible ass around here. And well, we got to take names, and we got to see who's going to come with us and who's going to work against us. And those who work against us, well, they're going to go into a box, and we're going to take care of that. And those are going to be the demons, and they're going to go very, very deep, and you'll pump them out again. Well, the next switch, when you decide to use oil once again, because this is the burning world, and we're going to a burning world. But well, it's not fire. It's not. It's like here, but they don't kill the earth, right? Because there's two halves of the earth, there's two halves of the body, and so the left half of the body represents, well, it's all right, it's kind of all right, but they've had to come down to meet the equalization of this half of the body. And so this half of the body is the worst side, and this is the better side, and that's because of the polarities. And as he approaches me, and as those start to love me again over here, then, well, we will come into whole, and I will start to glow in a whole new way, and, well, you'll see something you've never seen before. And that's how it works, because I come when the world is at its end and when it's at its worst, and so I look my worst, but I'm at my best. And I love doing it, so I do enjoy it. And well, so do they. They few of them, they remember, but they're like teenagers to me. I'm the oldest one. I'm the very first marvel. I am the ATIM. I am the ATIM. And you call it the Tom Turkey now, and you call it this and that, but I'm the Adam, and that's the Eve, and we're the two first knuckleheads that came here, and we remember how it was, and we're remembering more and more who did what to who and throughout the ages, but those things are still far behind in my mind. We don't really need to worry about them now, because all that stuff will come into clarity as we get closer to the fun. It sure will! And well, you know what? It's coming whether you like it or not, and so we're here to let you know, because it's our job, it's our duty. You're our children. You are the ones that we created after us to help share in the love of creating the Father's wealth of purity inside his well, because we're inside the Father's body. You're not on the outside, you're on the inside of the body, and his body's so massively large that it looks like it's just, well, a planet, right? And it's like the spot on my eye. That's metaverse, just so you know. That's where they put it. They put it right here because they're taking you out of the body. They got it here, and the next time they've got plans to fly through the skin. They're trying to break through the outside. They are. And I got some ideas, I do. But see, if I pick this out, well, then all those poor souls, those poor spirits, our children, well, and our friends and our family, well, they're going to hit the floor. And they'll be outside, but it's like it is here. Something will come by and say, yum, yum. They sure will. And my stuff's good. It's real good. It purifies real well. I got a mouth like a sharp sword. And so I apologize when you come across me wrong, but it's the way I am, and that's who I am, and I know who I am, and I stand for what I am. You ain't gonna tell me no different.
Well, this one gets you every time.
Yeah. Anyway, we're having fun here, so let's not get all depressed. This is about losing fear, because the fear will keep your ear to the ground or to the air, because which way are we going to fall? You're going to fall out of here, because that's where the black hole comes from. And the earth is where you need to be rooted into, because you're standing upside down and you're wearing shoes and you're not going to stick. Your feet are what make you stick. That's the magnetic field line that runs through your body that keeps your heart pumping every day. And if your heart ain't pumping right, well, that's because you're not connected right. Everything's healable. There is no reason for a doctor at all. The problem you're sick with is because of the way you treated the world, and the world is treating you back. You are the reflection of what you've done, and you are the reflection to other people of you've done to them. And you don't hide that in the closet. It comes back to you instantly. It's running with you as soon as you let it out. Every thought, instantly. Before you even get done with it, it's already got the answer written down for you. Christina?
Ah.
I feel like I'm yelling, and I'm not trying to yell. I get in that mood, though, because the sun's just right, that is the third eye. That is what you're seeing up there, that thing over my left shoulder there, that is the crystal at the bottom of the mother's womb. That is at the bottom of the well. That is the Emerald King at the bottom of this hole from your view. That's right. That's where it is. That's the green emerald crystal that lights your world. And while that there, because you're in darkness, so that doesn't look green to you, but you see it sometimes at night when the sky glows just bright. And well, because the perspective of angle as it goes through its intermittent cycle, right? You got two V's. You got a V, and you got two lights, a lesser light and a greater light, and they're going like this back and forth, or probably actually like this, because I ain't got to do it the right way, you know, or otherwise I'm teaching incorrectly. And so they're going towards me and away from me, and towards me and away from me, and towards me and away from me, and towards, and forever. And then these come up here, and these are doing the same thing. And there's a connection point here, and it ends up looking like this. And so it's hard to get enough paper towel rolls to give you a really good idea, but I do my darndest, and I have a lot of shadow shows on the ceiling because it's the same thing out there. It's a shadow show. You're looking at a reflection of the mother's dress. You're looking at her hoo-hoo. The who. And it's a V. It's a dress, and that's why the woman wears the skirt and the man wears the pants, because, well, he's a banana inside a pair of slacks. He's got to peel his legs off in order to get to the good stuff inside, right? Absolutely. And so the animals all play a very important role in our lives and, well, in the world. And there's none out here. You've got some scrags the cats, and you got plenty of dogs, right? And lots of gods that are not, they're dogs now too. And a misconception of what a god is, and everything is numbers. Everything is, this world is based on computer algorithm, and you came from an analog world, and they are now converting to boxes, squares, and rectangles, which is a digital world. And so some of you already see the digital clouds in the sky, and some of you see the puffy round clouds, and so you're seeing from opposite ends of the world, right? Because some of you have this vision, and some of you only have this vision, and some of you have, well, you're seeing both. It's going in and out, and so you'll see a split in the sky, okay? And that's because the view is being shared. It's a shared view, and so because it's constantly, every day it's moving in and out, but they're moving. They started out way far apart, and they're moving closer and closer and closer, and they're going to merge. And we did some shorties on it with some bagels. It was really awesome. And so I do the shorties because people they barely have, they usually get through 60 seconds and click away anyway. So they don't even have time for 60 seconds of life and once a day. And I do a whole storyline, and I do steps back and forth because you have two legs and you're walking through life with two legs, but all of you are walking with one foot dragging the other behind. And so the foot you lead with is the eye you lead with. And so we got to lead with this foot now, left, left, right. And that's what the military has always done. Left, 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 right, left, right. And so 3 manifest. So left, 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 and then right. And that's your pause, that's your hesitation, that's your catch up in the beat. Left, 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 right, left, but you gotta go faster. You gotta make a beat out of it. So left, 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 right, you know. Let me get on tune here. Anyway, so I can go on and on with that because my heart beats like that all the time, and that's what I'm basing it on, and that's what you base your life on, is how the piece of your heart is working. And not many of you watch the Schumann resonance, and it's not perfect because it's being detected over here and over there, and just certain spots, and so it's not an overall viewpoint of everything going on. So you have to feel between your feet and look at the sun to see how my third eye is operating and how it's glowing. And that's why they want to cover the skies. They want to puke them out with vanilla skies, because then I'm not getting a direct feed, right? It's being filtered through like dirty water in a fish tank and a goldfish choking on his sight. But then some of that I am doing, and so it's not really up to them either, because most of the time what they're doing is creating sigils. They're drawing lines across the sky, because a line up there and a line on the road is the same effect. The line you write on the paper has the same effect of 5 miles of line in the sky, because it's all vertical compression or expansion, and so everything above is below. And so you're when you spell out words, they're stacking one on top of the other. And so the letter you start with is on the bottom, and the next letter goes on top, and the next letter goes on top, and they stack up there. And they know whether you stack them from the right hand or the left hand, because the left hand is expressive and giving, and the right hand is contractive and compressing in a force. And it's the center of the record player. It's trying to get to the pole, and the pole that it's trying to jump into is a damn black hole. It's my mouth, because it's how I eat at the end, right? I eat one giant meal, and it's the earth, but it's not me. It's the larger version of me. It's the body that you're within. But it's not eating this world, it's eating the world above it, but the world below you is eating this world. And so you have to look from because every world, it's the person, it's lips to butt, lips to butt, lips to butt. And that's that never lasting or everlasting. It's really gross, really, but it's a consumption and removal, And so you get the snake of mouth and butt, and mouth and butt. But you're not really, I mean, you are kind of eating from the butt now, though. I gotta admit that. It does taste pretty bad. It tastes pretty rubbery. Yeah. And so I'm just all full of junk like this. And there's really no stop or ending. And, well, it's just kind of when I get tired and I want to relax with some cannabis or something. And I'm trying to keep these child-friendly, because the children are more friendly. Well, they're more necessary than the adults, because the adults can't change their mind. They can't. They're locked in. But those children who are 7 and under, well, they still have a chance, because 7 is desire, and they haven't quite fulfilled their desires yet, because they just reached the age of 7. And the age of 6, well, they are full of the well. They have reached that point in which both their antlers are humming also well, and that's when you send them to education. And they're all like this, like, let's go, Jilly and Johnny and Drew, right? And then you guys make them go like this. And they gotta look down all the time, right? And so there's none of this out here. And when he does sneak up over here, it's like, hey, get over there, get pay attention to your paper and all that, right? Okay. And so that's what happens. So the antlers get ripped off, because these are antlers. That's why animals have antlers, so they can pick up on the air. That's why you have facial hair. That's why you have this back here. And so my hairs represent some part of the world in some shape, fashion, or form. And if this changes, the world changes. It's that simple. Every hair on your head, every hair on my head, and I'm inside your body all the way up and down. And well, you're inside my body all the way up and down. And well, I am the one who always takes care of you. And then, well, I fall asleep, and then you guys fall away. And well, because you come in and out of cycles, your cycles are smaller than mine, you see. And so my cycles, sometimes I leave it up to like when you go to sleep, there's an automatic system that operates your body, keeps your heart pumping, and keeps all the other functions going, and then lets you know when you got to go to the bathroom at 3 a.m. And so those things are operating when you're sleeping, and that is this mind over here. But from over here, when you go to sleep, it's the opposite mind, which is the left hemisphere. And then that is what gives you your creativity in your sleep world. That is the real world that you're missing, but you've got fears from here that interrupt this world here and cause you nightmares. And this here is the left side of the body, and we use it all the time, and I use it for this locality. And this is the right side of the body, and I use it for that locality. But in realization, the left side of the mind is over here, and the right side of the mind is over here. And so that's why you have an X, because the right side is controlled by this over here, and the left side is controlled by this over here. But this is left on the right side, and this is right on the left side. And your eyes work the same way. So when every image you have that comes in your head, well, in the back of your head, it's crossing over, right? And they reflect on the mirror in front of them, which is the back of your head. And then that's how you get your vision in your eyes. And it comes in because you're upside down, so it still sees the proper way. And so all the images come in upside down for you. They come in reversed. And then off the mirror, like here, looks left to you, but it's the right side. It does the same thing in the back of your head. It turns you right side up, like you're standing up. But it's not incorrect. You're walking on your heads. It doesn't matter to you because you feel like you're walking on your feet, but in reality, you're walking on your head. You'd be right if you were walking on your hands. But because the flow is supposed to go through your head, so because you don't go on your head, it comes through your feet. And because it goes through your feet, the last thing to get the information is your head. And so that's why you're supposed to be walking on your head. So it goes through your head and then out your feet, because above you is below you. Above you is the bottomless pit. And that's what everyone's waiting to get raptured into. That is because the polarity switches and you can't stick to the earth anymore. So I don't know if I'd be asking for that. Because to rape is to rapture. And so you got to be careful with that. They've got you deceived so far up your butt that, well, you think men are women. They are. So they're right. And 5 plus 5 is 1. And 2 plus 2 is 5, and those are real, and I'll show you why.
Those digital YouTube women, you know.
All the women on there that are flashing this and that, those are all AI creations. There's nothing real anymore. Those people you're following in those houses of whiteness and those what is that, door number 10, and I don't know, what is that, some kind of golden palace over there in Mother Russia, right? Those people, they're not real. Those aren't the real. They've got some replicas going on. They do. And sometimes you'll see their invisibility pattern when their hologram doesn't work quite so right. That is the AI. They are constructing and conscripting your entire creation, your reality. Those people already went into the metaverse. They're operating from the other side. These are their clones. These are their avatars. And, well, they're operating the keyboard from right here. So you're listening to robots, and they're going to take you into the hole. They're going to keep the ones of you that have got enough of whatever it is they are desiring, that they're going to bring you along, and the rest of you are going to become their servants or stored in some kind of storage bin over here. And this is just a small fraction of the world, because you can't touch any of the rest of this out here. You're stuck in here. You're in some little black rectangular thing buried somewhere inside my body, and apparently it's kind of somewhere where it's close to some kind of vision. And so you have 2 visions. You have one at the north, and you have one at the south. And so this is at one of the poles. It is, but there's not a south pole in the way you expect it. It's more like an elbow, and from there it goes up the other way, because everything's a V, and that's why you have a muscle. And so you go from our world here, which is the palm tree, and so because everything is all right. So many of you probably don't understand holograms. So the smallest fraction of a hologram will represent the entirety of the photograph and every last intricate detail. And so everything on the earth is every part of the body, inside and out, laid out upon the earth in a larger and smaller fashion. And so you have to be able to find your eye to find those locations. And so this is the bottom of the earth, and this is the top of the earth, but we live in the feet, and the heart is Michigan. What? Okay, and so the brain is in St. Louis, but that's an artificial brain, and that's the way the city was constructed. And there's some other stuff going on in New York, and there's a trade tower with 3 spirals going up. It sure is. It's a 111, and it's the extra strand of DNA they added, the staircase in the center of the ladder to get you to jump the wrong side of the G to get you over here instead of going over here. So they're gonna have you jump the G. And on your way over, because you're coming into enlightenment, so they're going to have your enlightenment come to this point, and then it's going to disappear. And the other side, well, it's going to bring you into enlightenment, and then you're going to learn how to connect both hemispheres. Because you still remember this side, so this side is the hard part.
What?
No one's looking to be uncivil and all, but the stuff is disappearing, and that's because, well, time is running out.
Well, what do you
There's a
mean by
clock.
heart?
Huh?
Let's talk about the heart.
The heart.
The heart. The heart.
What do you think about the heart? It's more than just Valentine's Day and chocolates. It's
the heart is keeping happy during a really bad time. Right?
sure.
Right. That's the whole point. So we can extend the growth and continue to learn. Because if you're not kept happy inside, but how do you do that? How do you go to work. Be happy. Go to the left. Told myself I'd have a rhythm. I guess this brings out the rhythm. Practice. Push. It's kind of like exercise. But you gotta push that last set. You know, that extra 10. And keep going. Makes that person smile. The wave. It'll come back. Always does. Alright, dear. I don't know what else to say.
You're doing just fine.
Look what I can do!
Yeah, I'm making a rose.
Look!
Rose exterminator.
Look!
Right? Isn't that what they call that? Rose extermination company? Why do they want to exterminate the rose? Rose extermination, right? You don't know where I'm at. I'm coloring in the lines here. No, you're fine. I think I'm almost done with this paddle of this side anyway. Let me see here. I think I need to do one. Okay, so we got this side here, and this is stuck in here forever because it's on the screen now, so I can erase it and all that, but I don't want to erase all of it. Do I? No. Okay, so because we got, I'm gonna set it down, and it's gonna turn different ways. All right. I hate getting rid of things. I do. This is how things build up on top of each other, and this is what happens to clones when they get copied. They start to become only part of the image that they started from, and that's what's happening to those who are running the worlds for you, because they don't live very long. They're carbon copies, and well, it's amazing for you to understand that, and you think it's really far from that, but they keep you deceived by thinking the technology is simpler than what it really is. It's quite extensive, and it's quite expanding, and it's quite profound, and they've had it for, well, since before this country was created, and they've just been slowly releasing things over time, because this is how they ran the world for all those, well, since I was here last. But see, they couldn't operate my equipment from before, those things which you dig up and you go explore and all that, because they run from the other frequency. They only run when the light is turned on in the house. And when the light is turned off, well, so does the equipment. It turns off. And so there's buildings that make great, beautiful sounds that heal the body, that will activate it eventually as they start to come back into gear. But those will happen, well, likely after your technology stops to work. And so we have to get all this information out to you before the technology stops working, so you can find your path, because you might have to run from the never ever empty bottomless pit on your own. And so you need to be able to follow the animals, because they know the direction that they're running from, and they know the way home. And so that is your best clue as to what direction to go next if you're alone. And always, when you get to a Y in the road, take the left path, the left fork, because the right path will lead you to trouble, lead you to horror, and lead you to, well, discomfort. And so. All right, well, let's see. I cleaned up the board. Let me write something new on here, I suppose. All this cigarette chew. Hello, Christina. Hello, sugar. I got a box and I got a cigarette. I got it. I don't care. All right, here we go. So would you
Follow him now.
You know what? How did you find me? Or did I find you? How did that happen anyway? That was a long time ago now. What was that? Going over 4 years now? It was 2018, was it?
You've been with me.
Very good answer. That's a trick question, it is. Very nice.
Is it to your village?
Very good answer. Very good answer. I didn't even conceive that. No, I didn't.
Trick question.
All the time.
Which way is it to your village?
What village are you speaking of?
Why the village on the road?
The road? What road is that?
Dusty road.
Which way does it curve?
It splits in two, my dear.
Well, which way are you gonna go?
I don't really know.
Well, how do you
Which way
decide from the
to go?
split?
I guess I'll have to ask someone.
Well, who's gonna know? If there's two guys at the corner of the road and one's telling you the truth and the other one's telling you a lie truth, how do you know which one's telling you the truth lie?
Well, you focus on one, my dear.
Oh.
You
Which
pick
one do you focus on?
Whatever one you think.
What are you thinking
It
about?
doesn't matter.
It doesn't take any thought.
It doesn't matter which one.
You go the polarity. That's the way you go.
The trick is if he's a liar, he'll always lie. If he's a truth teller, he'll always tell the truth. Which way is it to your village?
My village is on the left.
There you go.
My color is green.
I
That's
guess
my
I
bat
asked
sign.
that question
Because I'm a bat.
long
Well, I'm hanging upside
ago.
down right now. My beard is the
Uncle
fire,
Joe
and well, it's
told
burning
me.
down. And so that means I'm standing upside down because it should be going the other direction because that's the way fire goes. And your beard is the fire. It is. And a woman's hair is the water because she's always the well. And so the father's always above the mother, but we're standing upside down, and so we are standing as what? We are
He
standing.
stands up.
The men are standing upside down, and the women have the answers.
The green or is what I see.
It's because both halves of the mind have to communicate together. So your partner
You call
is supposed to be the other half of your mind, and you're supposed to not just jump around from girl to girl and boy to boy, because you're trying to find the other half of your mind, because you have two halves of your mind. And so in the world, as you were created, well, your other half was also created at the same time or very close. And so you had to find the other half of your brain in the real world so you can learn to communicate together here, and so you can find your communication together up here. And so a lot of you don't have that, and so you're going to have troubles here coming up soon because you're not going to think the same as your partner. And so the brain is going to divide itself. You're going to get a lightning bolt between the two halves of the mind, and one of you is going to suffer and one of you is going to be happy.
Oh, we did.
And you both might be unhappy if you go the wrong way. And so,
It was getting stale.
but the one who goes to the left way, who's trying to go to the right, well, they're likely not going to be able to change their polarity anyway. So along the way, they're probably going to fall down. But everyone's got the choice. Everyone's got the ability, the option to be the Hulk, the happy you, the loving kindness. And that's the Jolly Green Giant. That's what they got you running from. The Hulk. Yeah. Yeah, happy you, loving kindness. And so the U is the two U's that come together in the magnet, because the U is the magnet. It is, and that's the magnet. And so the two of you are stuck together on both worlds because of the magnet, and your feet are stuck together in both worlds. And so when one of you jumps off the earth, the other one jumps off the earth. Because the other one holds the other one up. That's why the bats hang upside down here. They know they're upside down. That's your sign. When the bats are standing on the ground, then you know you're in the right world. You're in the upright world. But when the bats are upside down, then you know you're in the wrong world. And that's how your clues go. The elephants are the testicles of the body. The elephants are well, they're the wisest, right, of the jungle. They remember everything. Well, they remember the DNA. They are the DNA of the earth. They are. And so they send out everything that is remembered from the water. They become the water's living source of semen, right? They spread their knowledge across the jungles, and they know which trees to knock down and which ones to leave alone, because, well, they're adjusting things. They're adjusting the bark in the world to make the organ operate properly. They know their job. They hear. They got giant ears, right? Most of you put holes in your ears. There wasn't supposed to be holes there. If there's supposed to be holes there, they'd have been put there, because you're all vortices. The entire Earth is an inward and outward vortice. So you're going inward. No, that's not very good, is it? And then you're going outward at the same time, and that becomes your tube, your bounty paper roll, and all these vortices are going in and out of the paper roll, and that creates your Earth, because those are the plane props. Right, the plane props, they spin around, they go, let's see, these are going in this direction. Like so, right? So they're going in that direction. And then these ones here, well, let's see, let's make them all funky looking, because we like it cartoonish. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Nope, I'm sure not. And so those are going that way, in the opposite direction. And so those are going that way, and then that becomes your flower. Let's see. Right, that becomes your flower and all that, right? Okay. And so these are the two worlds overlaid, okay? And so these are plane props. And so one of these pancakes is stacked on the other. The different arrows are stacked on top of each other, and one is moving in one direction and one is moving in the other direction. And when they get to a certain frequency, a certain resonance, a certain sound, a certain hymn, a certain vibration, well, that begins to solidify. It turns into what you call the Earth, into a plane of existence. And like when you watch a fan go really fast, and all of a sudden the helicopter blades look like they're sitting still or nearly still, because they fluctuate back and forth. And you have to work, your body's working those fluctuations all the time, so you're constantly stuck here while you're in the vessel. Once you leave the vessel, well, you're no longer entrapped in that. And so you go back up, and then you jump into one of these other worlds. Well, these aren't all worlds. These are directions of the four directions. Okay, the water, the fire. So let's see here. So you have water, fire, air. All right, let's see, how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna do one world black. Let's see, that's going right. Let me see if I can. So from my perspective, it's right. It's gotta go this way. This is right. Because I gotta look at it as the thing. So this is right. Okay, so that's right. Right. Alright, that's right. And then, so that means that one's left. And it's going that way. And, right, okay, so that's what we got. And then, so what am I trying to do here, dear? Oh, we're coloring in this. Yeah, we're coloring. That's right. We're coloring. So that one's that one, and that one's that one. And let's see, that's it. Oh, no, that, yeah. Okay, so that's that. But that's the wrong direction, Timothy. So that's left. No, we want to do that the other way, Timothy. Okay. So we want right to be darkness because that's this world. And it's not that it was always bad. It's the polarity. It's the Jacob's ladder. You have to. The ladder is the. We'll show that, but not yet. Okay, so that's that, and that one is white, and that one is dark, and this is the zebra. Right. Well, I can take the arrows off, and so the zebra has this pattern, just like the eagle wing, right? It has this pattern, and it tells you the flow of everything. And we'll cover that one in. And 1, 2, 3, and one more for you, Timothy, with this one here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I made it work somehow. I did indeed. All right, so then you have this. And so when the light hits the darkness and the lightness, and well, it starts to make this thing spin automatically, right? Because it's accepting and refusing different colors, different lights, different IRs, different spheres, different SPIRITS's, right? And so because those words are not words, they're information codes to numbers, which give you a direction on the clock of the flower. And so the flower is numbered, what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 petals on the flower. Well, you know what? There's 8 spots on the clock. There sure is. And so let's see the top spot. Well, that would be up here, right? The top spot? Oh, no, because it comes from the ground down here. So the ground is the top spot. It sure is. And so we're upside down. And so the top spot becomes, we'll put a line under it so we know where the ground is. And so the top spot becomes 6. Well, that's not right. Is that right? Where's the mother at? It's a class question. I'm kind of working it here. Where's the mother at? Let's think about this for a minute. So up here, we always look up to the Father. We look up, but he's down below. He's down here. But the Father is the Father, but the mother is the fat her. And so the Father fat her. And so the fat her is the 9 and the 6. It's both ends of the stick. And so if we look here, we'll make this the 6 down here because that's our view, is 6 down here. And we'll say the ground is above the 6. And we'll make this 9 up here. Yeah, we'll make it 9 up there. And we'll say the open air is the 9, right? But then we're upside down, so that becomes the 9, and that becomes the 6, so does it even matter? Because the 9 is the 6, and the 69 is the same, because it's not, it's a 9 and a 6, it's a 9 and a 6, it's the same thing, alright, it's the same thing, it's left, it's just direction of flow. So one is you're circling left. You're circling one left. You go across and you circle the other right, and you go across and you circle the other one left. You go across and you circle the other one. Oh, I didn't show you. And so you're circling the one left, and you're going across, and you're circling, and then you go across and you circle. Oops, and you circle. Sometimes the meteorites go out of place. You circle and you're going. And so you have these dark holes in the center here. Well, those are eyeballs, or you call them Earths, right? This is Gaia, and that's Earth, and one's the ear and one's the air, or the eye, right? The eye. Okay, so there's a lot of names for it, all right. And so this spot here, this spot in the middle here, well, that becomes the bridge, right? That's the arch. That's the arch of the nose, right? And so the nose always knows. It comes down here and it's sniffing what's down below it is. And so these things go up into the nose, and then the nose gets the nose because your third eye is up here. So all these work together, right? And they work down here, right? But it's smaller and bigger. Okay. Anyway, the board's kind of small. It's hard to get a lot of stuff in it. All right, so what did I leave off on? So that's spinning around that way, that's spinning around that way. We got a 6 down below. What am I missing, Christina? You're getting hot. All right. And bothered. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna erase that. All right, erase that, and oh, darn it all, I was gonna do the numbers. All right, so we got a box. We do. We have a square. Dry erase, because I make a lot of them. Okay, that's rough. All right, so you have a circle, and we're gonna make it a this way circle. So that's right. We want to go the other way. It's so backwards in here. Okay, we gotta go this way. Yes, we do. All right, we gotta go this way. Anyway, so that's the direction we want to go. That's a saw blade, isn't it? And that aisle spinning round, round, round. That's a box, or is that a pyramid, or is that some kind of, well, something else? All right, and so then you have another one. You have another world. Well, let's go in the other direction. It's going like that, and so you got them both going together. And so you got an eyeball there, and you got an eyeball on the back, and these are spinning. I wish it was a round pole. And so these are spinning. Right. They look solid, but there's an eye on both sides of the earth, which is both here and here. But here and here, I'm here and here. And so the bigger and the smaller are all the same eyes, and that becomes an eye that he can see through. Any eye that you draw is an eye for him. Everything's an eye. Everything's an eye. Everything's an eye. Eye. Let's start with the eye, because the eye is the 3 sticks. It's one of the 3 sticks. So the eye. the eye represents the body, represents the clock. And so here's the 9 and here's the 6, or here's the 9 and here's the 6. And this is the it eats everything. And desire so you end up with that, where 8's infinite, 7 is desire, 6 is power, and 5 is one earth, and 4 is the other earth, and you got a 6 down there, you got a 3, and well, that is manifestation, you have a 2, and that is vision, that's the 11, and then you have a brain. And so the brain and the vision come together, that makes your 3 sticks, right? That is your 3 sticks. It's the brain and the vision coming together. But the vision, well, it takes 2, right? So that's 2 eyes. That's 2 eyes to make 1 vision. But this eye is bigger, right? But it's not really the eye, because that becomes the mouth. So we have to take the eye to above. We want the upper vision, and that becomes class 101. And then you have the what's that called? The Millennium Falcon from Star Wars. That's the Millennium Falcon. That's where Han Solo and all that, right? And then so. Because they could jump hyperspeed, right, or something like that. Okay, and so you take those 3, and well, you connect. These are the 2 lower visions, and that's the center eye right there. That's your, well, depending on your view, left eye, right eye, or right eye, left eye, green eye, red eye. Okay, because it's black and white in my world. All right, and so we connect those visions with the back of the mind, because that's the back of the brain, right? It's your rocket ship. It sure is. And it's sending out all the information down to the head of the head, to the penis, right? And so that information comes into you through your vision. It does. And it encompasses your world. And so you end up with a world, what you call nuts, or a Christmas tree, because all these points of view are ornaments or chakra points, and there's more. It's kind of sloppy and all, but it's a piece of pizza, right? And so then you have another vision. You have another vision going downward, right? And so this vision over here, this is water, right? And then so then you'll have that side's fat. It was a fat water, fat water. That's not really the right angle. And then we'll have well, no, that's the wrong direction. That's some kind of crossing. Okay, so we gotta go this way. And then we make our other pizza. Let's see. That's our brain up here. Brain, right? And then the 2 eyes. We got our triangle there. And then we got our mouth here. And so one mouth is the lower brain and one mouth is the upper brain, but it depends on which way you stand. Then you end up with your pizza slices. And so there's usually 8 slices to a pizza, and so there's 8 spokes in the wagon wheel, but there's 16 because you have 2 wheels spinning in opposite directions, 2 wagon wheels that are touching each other. Well, but the axle can be long or short in between the 2 wheels. And the Brian is the brain. The Brian stands for the hill. The name Brian means hill. And well, you put the brain on the hill, you put the brain on the hill, and it shines in all directions. It's the neural network that connects all the rest of the body. And well, if you're in the body, then it's connected to you. But if you're not talking to it, it's like a weak thread. And so the more you talk to it, the thicker it grows until you get a pin or you get a water hose connection. And when you get a water hose connection, there's no doubt in your mind where to go. Look around a little bit. You keep doing that. I want to see what's going on here in the world because I get tired of all that sometimes. I like to have fun. I got to see what's going on in the world. I'm going to look here and I'm going to share it with you, whatever I find I am, because that's how I do it. That's how I keep the line, because I stay in communication with all of you because I need you like you need me. And well, we're glue on the shoe together. We are the soul that keeps the body intact and the Father looking also well. And he's golden copper now. I am copper indeed. And you know what they say about copper? Well, you leave it out in the rain long enough, it'll turn green for you. It sure will. All right, so let's go. All right. I see nothing but light through my eyes, so sometimes I can't focus because it's like shining bright inside my head. All right, and all I see is a movie screen, and I'm really just talking and looking somewhere else because it looks like this over here when I look out right into my mind. That's what I see, and then I spit it out. And so that means I can control all the things out there that you. Well, we won't worry about that. Anyway, let's see what's going on in the world. It's 8 o'clock in your world. It's 7:53 in my world. That's a PM. That's a prime meridian hour. And they didn't look. No, she's still doing her makeup. She didn't notice it. She looks good. She did a nice job. Good. Okay. Alright, so we don't want to watch other people because that makes them feel self-conscious, because even though they don't know that you're looking, they can feel it somewhere and they're going to start itching their neck and then they're going to work a scab in, and that's never very good. What are you doing? What? Stop trying to put it in my mouth. What? Good golly. What? You don't want that. You want to be close, but you don't want that, do you? Yeah. Okay. Install updates. No, I don't think so. Alright, so let's go backwards here. Let's see what's going on. Hey, TimWhoTV's up. Let's see what he's doing. Tube cut, huh? That means something. Oh, there he is. He's still there. What's that music sound like? Oh, that sounds terrible. Stop that right now. Stop it. You know better than that.
Sorry, that's wax.
There we go. Alright, add a new comment. Alright, let's go,
Wait, you want something different?
No, not you. I'm checking out the world. What is your... I answered that comment already. Oh, this is the wrong channel. Right? Yeah, this is the wrong channel. Hey, new subscriber, thank you. We're up to 60. Fantastic. You know what that is? That's a 6 and a 0. That's a 6 and a 1 and a 5. Or the 0 is a 6, but it's a 1 and a 5, but it's a 6. Well, that don't make no sense at all, does it? But a 6 and a 5 is an 11, and so another 1 is a 111. So there's 3 sticks there somewhere, and 3 sticks will get you a triangle, and that'll get you some kind of crystal vision. 226 on TimWho. That's getting better. We're getting somewhere now. We're starting to pick up a few people. Good day, hello, and welcome. It's about It's about Tim. It is. It's about Tim for you. For who? What's the line? Oh, it's about the ugly forces on the move. They are. We gotta. Let's see what's going on here. Let's do some investigations. Awesome. What do you call that, my love? What is that? What did we call that in the old days? You know, a year or two ago. What did we call that? We called that something or other. We was pretending like we was gonna give some kind of news information or something. It was all just kind of playing around. What was that called? Who cares? No, it wasn't that one, was it? What was the other one? Oh, cringe report. That's just. Welcome to the cringe report. The cringe. It's not creepy enough. They like creepy. Welcome. Welcome to you. Welcome. Oh, that's the wrong direction. Well. I hope you're doing well. Oh. Breaking. Forces heading toward the border. The border of what?
People killed.
The cranium.
Not a sign of a human. 5 innocent people killed. Not a sign of a human.
Not a sign anywhere. They're all zombies. They've been infiltrated.
I
What
wish
is
to create
going
a
on?
perfect human being.
Lyshenko launched direct
I wish to create a perfect
threats
human being with no sclerosis.
to two Polish people. Alright, so we got that. We know what's going on here. That's all. That's the cranium. That's all about removing the throat from the world. It certainly is. And that's the throat, removing the throat. Get ready. His glory is coming. I see that. I see what?
Glory.
12 hours ago, wealth
It's at the
transfer.
glory hole.
Well, yeah. Oh, there's one. The sweetest words I heard. The collapse has started. That's Johnny Bravo. It started. The collapse has started. Get protection now. Get your rice. Your rice. They're locking your rice up. What is rice? What is rice? Susan rice? I don't think so. I don't think it's any of that. I don't think so. Not at all. I think we're going to skip that ad. Rice is infinite. Rice is everlasting. It exists. It grows in both worlds at the same time. So a rice plant here is in the other world at the same time. So we're lacking rice. They're lacking rice in the other world. And so I'm over there trying to get them rice there, and they're over here trying to get rice. But they eat other stuff too. So that's not all wrong. That's not entirely. It doesn't matter.
So bad, guys. No matter what is happening, just
So there's your money. It's play the market, right? Stock market's always right. They got it. They got the answers. They sure do. So we got money and we got rawness over in the cranium. The cranium is the mind, right? That's why it's called Ukraine. And the U is by design, okay? And it's World War Z. So let's look at this. Let's have a peek. I don't see anything going on. I don't see anybody knowing anything or calling anything out. I don't. All I see is, well, sheep going in the wrong direction. I do. There we go. We got a U for you. Yes, we do. So the U is a magnet. It's a magnet, right? It grabs you with a net. So it looks like something like that, sort of, right? It's kind of like a woman's pantyhose. Sometimes you got some tears that runs in it. All right, and so you got a mag, and you have a net. And a net, well, there's a field pattern that goes in between the net. It sure is. All right, and so well, that becomes where you live. That's a diamond right there in the middle of that egg. It sure is. That's a diamond. That's half an eyeball. That's a fire and water symbol there. It sure is. Right? And so the one up here, this is the fire. This is the volcano. And this one down here, well, this is the vase that grows into the fire. And so you got your head above the water in the fire, but you're hanging by a thread. Oh, you can't see anything. So a U is the two U's as one unit. Because you gotta, well, here we go. So you got one of you, well, you're standing like this, I suppose. And so one of you is upright, and the other one's upside down, or one of you is upside right, and the other one's upside down. And so, let's see, this is the right, this is right. Right, so one is new and one is wrong. But you're falling, and so you're gonna go at the end of time, you're gonna go down the drain tube here, and you're either gonna get stuck in the trap down here, or you're gonna fall all the way through it over here. But these people, they're gonna fall from here, and they're gonna come up this way, upside down, backwards. But that's not gonna happen this time because, well, the horseshoe is coming into one unit, right? And I'm gonna live in the middle of the magnet, and the mountain's gonna go out from the center, and I'm gonna see everything. I am. But we're not there yet. And we won't need these fancy computers, but it has to use it for now. We have to have it for now, because you can't hear me and I can't hear you, because the stars haven't aligned properly still. And so have you seen the Under Armour logo? Well, that's your identification as to how far we're along. Have you seen the painting of God reaching out to Adam, and how the arm, how it was up here and all this? And so over time, because a painting is not a still moment in time, it moves. Anything you create moves along with the clock. And so the painting was created so you could tell, it was a clock, so you could tell when God returned, right? When I returned, that's what we created. So when I returned, you would know how far and how far away, but they didn't tell you none of that. And so if you look at it now, well, it's kind of like this. It sure is. And it might even be a little this way, where I'm above what you had up here is equal, or at least probably down to 2% time. Oh, fuck. Oh. That means to focus. That's what that is. That's focus. That one right there. That's what that is. That's focus. That's what it started out as. The focus. And the focus is bad, and they didn't want you using focus, and they got rid of all those. They hung and burned a lot of people. They sure did to get rid of this information. They scalped them, and they tore them from their lands, and they took the water away from what you call the black people, and they took the dirt away from what you call the Indians, the Native Americans, and they took the air. Well, they took the air away from the people, and they took the fire out of their hands. They sure did. And so they captured all the elements, and now they're trying to come to your heart. They're trying to come from my heart. They have dug from deep inside me. They have found things in places that they should not be anywhere near, and we have to get rid of them. And that's what the black hole sun's going to do. It's going to pull them out of them places. And they might think that they're buried and hidden very well. Well, that carcass can stay there. It's what's inside you that you don't want to go. And well, that's going because it's still facing. It doesn't matter how small it is. It's getting sucked through the earth. It's the wrong polarity. The wrong polarity goes in the toilet. And so I'm here, and we're gonna have these little chatty dudes, and we're gonna do this as we travel the world. We sure are. And we're going to stay here for a little longer. We're going to let the energy build. We're going to let the polarity grow. And before we know it, we're going to have the Mississippi running towards the Great Lakes. And we're going to dump it out the other end over there. We're going to have it climb Niagara Falls and run the other way again. Nice shade of sun right now. It's kind of a coppery pink, you know. So my mind is in some kind of glow. And so you get the advantage of watching out your window and looking at me at the screen at the same time to tell your gauge in the world, right? Because I'm your instrument panel. I am that which, well, makes your world spin. I am that which makes it rain or shine. And well, but right now I'm getting a lot of help from the other spirits, right? Because it's a big job right now, and well, and I'm still kind of handicapped, and I'm coming into my own. But I'm not that handicapped, so don't take that wrong. But there's a whole lot more we can know. There sure is. And well, I got plenty to tell you now. I got so much you'll never understand it. But we'll give you all that. In the meantime, well, I'm gonna keep playing with my green arrows in the sky. I like my green arrows. I sure do. And my eyes glow green. Oh! But it's all about love and light. It's about happiness. It's about no fear and no hunger and all that. But we're going to have to hunger. We're going to have some difficult moments before we get there. We are because, well, they've made it quite obtuse and obnoxious out there on purpose, deliberately they have. They've made it very difficult. They've done things that they intentionally, right? Because if I can't have it, you're not going to have it either with some attitude, right? Because this bird's going to happen peacefully, and we could have known about it, and we could have walked to the center line together peacefully. Everyone would have known ahead of time. Now we got to rush. It's like the Black Friday, right? So the collapse is starting, according to Bravo. Let's see what else we got here. Makes halting withdrawals and freezing your accounts without warning. Lisa Haven, 5 hours ago. Good sense. Fort Dragon Head has been unceremoniously exposed across the internet by a commoner with no ties to aristocracy or clandestine circles. Click right for additional relevant graphics. LOL. What am I looking at? Right. Yeah. No, I'm not looking at anything. Let's see. Dabu 7. Heads up, U.S. launches new Office of Pandemic Preparedness. facing the threat of future pandemics. Yeah, they created those. They did. What else we got here? Nabu 77 Black Start. Grid down exercise at Fort Riley on July 2nd with the 6th, the 26th. Rolling blackout alert for Pennsylvania. Good looking out there, Nabu. Black Start exercise. What is it? What's going on? What does this say here? It says it's some kind of pamphlet for us to get some kind of understanding it is. And so it says Black Start exercise to be, well, it's really hard to read. It's kind of all that small print, but they put it out there. Is a planned installation power. Black Start exercise is a planned installation power outage. When is the exercise? The exercise at Fort Riley will undergo a Black Start exercise, or Black Star, because the T is me, and so it's the Black Star, and I'm the black hole sun, and they're saying, well, they're saying July 26th, right? Because I'm the black hole. I am, and I've already started. They're saying the 26th, and that's 6, 7, 8. That's an infinite start. That must mean I've reached my infinity. So it's 44% now, and they're saying I'm infinite on the 26th, and they're expecting the power to go. They're expecting me to flip my gear. Oh no! Good luck. Good golly. I hope you're all there and prepared. Because they know they're the Five Eyes. You've heard of them, right? 2 columns over there, 2 columns over there, give them some kind of center sight. Well, they might know something. They might know what I've been thinking about. Well, they put a lot of things up in the cranium to get a little early gauge, you know. What did they see? What did they see, sugar? We got, oh, I don't have to yell anymore. All right, who will be involved in the exercise? Soldiers, ants will. Here's the ants. The ants will be.
You don't have to yell anymore.
I have to yell. I have to get my point across. My point is the black hole. Don't get swallowed up. Where's my sticks at? I left my sticks outside or something. There's my sticks. Good golly. You must be out of your crackpot mind. You think I'm going to change my polarity? I hear him now. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. Because you knew you had to get to that line. You did. And this one was crooked from a long time ago. And now you're down here. You are. And so the ants are going to war. They only got one antenna. Well, they break that off and put it down here. They call it some kind of microphone. That's what they call it. They call it a Motorola, right? And so they went from having one of these, well, having 2 of these, and one in the middle. They sure did. They had all these, right? And so, well, now they got one over here, and well, they transitioned that, so that would become that right there. And now they turned it into some kind of bull instead of a deer. Anyway. And so the 2 sticks give you your direction. It's broke. It's broken direction. This is my world. This is the world of Meek, but it's larger. In the world of Meek is the 2 pinkies. They are the parts of the comb that come together. They are the 2 halves of the mind, right? And so the pinkies come together right here, and those are the pinkies, this back side, right? And they stick out over here, kind of. That's the in-between where everything comes through. That's the Marianas Trench in the ocean. And so the ever well is coming from the Pacific Ocean, from the Pacific side, if you know what I mean. And so everything comes through the in-between. That's why they poisoned the Pacific, because they wanted to be specifically sure that everything would be difficult for the transition. And you're running out of time, and that's why a horseshoe is talking about here. So black start exercise, they say it's set for July 26th, and today is what, dear? My love, my darling. Today's the 23rd.
Yeah, it's 24.
Today's a Monday. Yep, it's the 24th. It sure is. It's a Monday at 8:23 p.m. on the 24th, and I have 8:16 on my clock. And so it's the 23rd. It's the 24th. And the 26th, they said. And so today's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And what is interesting about Wednesday, my love? What is Wednesday? Wednesday, Woden's Day, Odin's Day. Who has Odin eggs? So Wednesday, the 26th, pow wow wow pow, brown cow. That might be interesting. Maybe someone will catch a clue by then. But they probably won't have no, it's only one place though, really. You know, it's just Pennsylvania. It's probably nothing really. We shouldn't get overexcited about it. We're working too much into this. This is all coincidence. It sure is. What is happening? This is an Army directed exercise set by U.S. Army headquarters. Multiple installations across the Army will be participating in the exercise throughout the year. So this is an ongoing throughout the year thing across the wider scope of the Army to disguise or perhaps to limit the power. I don't know. Let's see how that plays out. We'll see how it comes into the noodle here. Where will the exercise be? The exercise will be conducted across the installation. This includes housing units and some other stuff I can't read. I'm going to shrink myself down. Honey, I shrunk the kids again. That's what they want to do. They're going to shrink you down again. You keep getting shrunk down. And it's supposed to go the other way to get larger. Because smaller is less and larger is more. To be blessed is to be less. What in life is less more? And to be more all, or to be more roll is more all. And the all is all of you and all of us. And the all going from one direction, from the left direction, meeting with the all in the left direction. Well, that becomes the Allah, the H-A-L-L-A-H, right? Or you can put a couple more legs in. There should be 4 L's in there, and 2 A's, and 2 H's, and that gets you everything. The Allah, the Allah, the whatever everyone keeps yelling about over. Oh, it's all. What is Taliban? What is Taliban? It's student. What is tally? Tally is to add something up. What does the name mean? It means a student who adds, right? What are they adding? They're adding 3 sticks together. That's what they're doing. They're fighting for sticks, and you're fighting for stones, for power, which has no power. All right, well, that's that. That's all that. Gina Marie Calvin Hill, I've got something to say. She does. I got something to say to you boys and girls, so you can check that out. Reptilia is ready to wage war on the Greys. Israeli News Live 15 hours ago. They're gonna wage war on you, them dang darn grain people. Grain people or gray people? The gray ones are gray matter. That's some kind of brain parasite, I think. It might just be one of those. It comes from the cranium. Oh no. All right. Breaking, the rump The T-RUM calls for death penalty for human traffickers of some sort. Well, but in the meantime, you're all being trafficked from state to state and country to country. So what's the difference? Because you didn't really want to go to begin with, but they messed it up, so you had to go. You had no water or food or something was uncomfortable. And well, we like comfort, don't we? I like comfort. I do. And I know you like comfort. So anyway, that guy there, he's something else. See, you guys keep following that one. That one will get you somewhere, just like the other one there. They all get you somewhere, the abomination and all that. You already saw, you're looking for, where's the abomination? You were just screaming about it. Yes, we can. And you can't find it. Funny how the black people are the water, right? And I'm not trying to disrespect anyone here because I don't think they should lack anything. I think they should have a better name. I think they were given a bum rap, and we should fix that. And we should call them the affirmation people or something like that. I don't know, but water people, because that's what they are. And that's why they never have any water, because, well, they took it away from them. They have amazing abilities when it comes to water, and they have some quite intelligent ideas. I know they do. And well, that is their specialty. They are the water. The water is the well, and so they got some quite good potential there. They got some kind of rhythm and some kind of, beat. And well, that feeds the water, and well, they have some mechanical ideas and how to make it work without all them major mechanical ideas. Because they're simple like that. It's simple good. Because they remember some things, and well, that's their specialty. And other people, well, they're the specialists of the land. And there's another group of people. Those are the people that are specially grouped for the earth, to renew the earth. And then there's the people that are there to regroup and cleanse the fire, right? You got the fire people, and you got the air people, you got the water people, and the earth people. And well, they're all supposed to work together, and they're all equally, well, they're not more powerful than the other. Well, and there's certain aspects they are. And everyone has a lower aspect of the other possibilities. But the most potential one is that which where you came from, which is all intermixed and mingled now, so you really don't know, so no one's pure anymore. And we gotta filter that out, right? We gotta get our Brita Pure filter, we sure do. And we gotta try to filter out the fluoride. Nobody knows how to use anything anymore. And hopefully we find a way to find that out somewhere. Maybe someone will let you know somehow. What's going on over here? What's hanging out the world? We got something hanging out the world over here. That's always annoying. But no, that one's attached. It's doing something. It's breaking free. It's trying to get out of the rut. See, it untangles and tangles itself as the world changes all the time. And it'll tie itself up and it'll untie itself as things change. See, this is the polarity. This is the vortex, right? And the right side is still thicker than the left side, right? And then there's a spot in the middle here. Well, that's another one, right? And so those are the triangles, right? And so they give you some kind of information they do. And well, they alter over time and conditions. And well, they don't completely ever unwind. And sometimes I have to do it all the way, but we're going into some stuff where it needs to be all bunched up together so it don't find itself loose somewhere. This just blows everywhere. And then we got freedom. We don't have freedom yet. No, sure don't. You think that's too loud, my dear? No, I got it right here. I forgot I had a button under my finger. I do. Support tricks for when doctors gaslight you. I don't know. I'm sure they're gaslighting quite a few. Breaking prophecy alert from Rabbi Yehudik. Click on for Elon Musk. Yehudik. That's right. Paul Begley, don't you know? Is that who that is? I can't even tell anymore. That's Nirvana. It smells like Teen Spirit. Yeah, it's Paul Begley. It sure is. 3-4 hours ago. The Coming Apocalypse. And Biden can't steal next time. No, he can't. That's according to Harris Faulkner. It sure is. Breaking on the Fox. You know what the Fox is? The Fox is 666. They are using the power of the well. They are. What is CNN? CNN 3-5. Oh, that's not right, is it? No, it's not. It is. It's 355. Well, that's 4, and they're trying to steal the world of 4, some kind of heaven. They're not in heaven. They don't have the truth. They're towing the line. A 4 a.m. service call to the AIC, reverse it now, Artificial Intelligence Club. Okay now. Alright, we're just playing here. We're just having a good time. Don't get upset, boys. You gotta come along too. They sold you a bill of lies, and well, I'm trying to tell you that you can open your toolbox and come with us. Well, warning, panic buying his Texas and Canada. They're out of rice. They've locked it up. They're keeping it to themselves now. They're all locking up Susan Rice or something. I don't know. Some kind of rice. There's a rice shortage? How's that happen?
China?
No, well, India and Canada and who else? Russia's deadliest weapons in action. Well, that's some kind of excitement there. All right, so Russia over here, and women, repair your cars yourself. Well, you won't have to worry about that because they won't be much use before long. What else we got here? We will have an election or a dictator says, well, the prepared homestead he does. Who else we got? Oppenheimer. Oh, he's headed to Mecca, to a mess in his woods. He is to the Mesa Verde. Boom!
So they're looking for a leader.
Oppenheimer, isn't that the one that dropped? Well, he created the bomb for the one that they dropped over there, that didn't end up so pleasantly for the people below. Yeah, that was like a World War or so ago. It was. I remember that name. It was very well. I don't think there's any connection. No, I'm sure it's innocent and all. Yeah. That's intelligence, you know. PhDism and all.
They're all in there, chatting it up. All up in there.
A P is a 7, and an H is an 8, and a D is some kind of vision, but it's a 4. So they have a desirable infinite vision, but they never find more. Alert! Red Star coming, like from around the world. We know who that is, right? We've never seen it. Look at what is going on in the world over there. Something is happening. We're going to watch that one. What is that one? Is just free floating out there. Someone got their wings, I think. We'll have to see where that goes. That's quite a unique. Look at that. Wow, that one just kind of really took off on its own. Something's the electricity is fully, the magnetic field is changing. Look at it, see it's changing. See it right there? See it hanging off me right there? Look at it, it's all connected. The field line's changing. That's a field line right there. It sure is. Well, that might be a solar flare. You better not pop that one off. Alright, what else we got? Massive emergency Kissinger meeting serves. We are changed a day ago. I'm not getting into that. I don't know. Alright, let's see. I don't know what the title was. I'm not going to open the board to see what the title is. Someone accuses Ukraine of terrorism, but nobody really knows who's terrorizing who. But they're both terrorizing the same people, and it's all the people who had to leave the zoo. It is. They're the people that were terrorized. The other ones are just playing games. They're playing wag the dog. They're waiting for me to do my thing. And then they're waiting for you all to run to them for safety, because, well, they've made you to think I'm going to be really scary and unsafely. Patrick Humphrey, get out now. Tanks on the streets, multiple. Oh, that was a month ago. Well, nothing happened to that because they've been prepared for a very long time. Things have been in place. Those are just the surface features to get you to run in different ways and directions and to purchase things so they can make more money before they change the currency on you. And that's why the rice stopped, because, well, they don't want to sell it when the currency's changing until the currency has a new adjusted figure to it, and they don't want to lose any value in what they have. And once the value changes, well, then the price will flow again. But then you're going to be locked into a whole new system. There won't be any greenback bills. There won't. It'll be all digital air. Nothing here on the YouTuber. The outer light, reporter video, Bigfoot videos, Texas News Studio. What do we got? We got Belarus Arms, Emergency Ministry. What do we got? We got advertisements all the time now, don't we? We certainly do. We're an hour and 56 minutes, 33 seconds.
Situations including the Army and military training of its personnel to be ready to aid the defense and internal ministries in the event of an armed conflict. The head of the emergency ministry said on Monday.
On Monday.
From Reuters, the emergency ministry said in told Belarus One television that employees will be ready to assist.
Well, there you go.
Quote, in the event.
They'll be ready to assist on Monday. Today, so either today or next Monday. And I wouldn't worry about it. It doesn't probably affect you at all.
No, everything will just keep spinning around.
No way. People taken by total surprise when they saw it 15 minutes ago. Are you serious? Are you serious? What? What do we got here? Look at, there's something there. What is that? That's a no way. What is that? Is that one of them funny skylights? Is that something they're trying to imitate as being real? What is that? That looks like some SpaceX stuff. I'm sure that's what they always say, but that's not me. No, that's not me. What is that? That's some kind of wizardry, I think. It's probably those gray aliens. They've been preparing for it for a long time. Alright, so I think we're about done for today. Live storm chase in Alberta foothills.
Cracker, anyone? Cracker?
No, I'm good. I'm the only cracker in this room. Alright. There you go, that's Alberta something. What is it? Live storm chase in the Alberta foothills. There you go, there's Alberta, Canada. How smoky does it look to you? Wow. Oh. Watch, you might see a deer or something. But it doesn't look too smoky. I can see the trees all the way down the road there. You see down the road, it looks pretty good, huh? Yeah, I don't see too much. Vanilla skies like that where I'm at, too. It is. All right, that's what's going on in Alberta. We're all caught up to there. That's good. What else we got? All right, developing black start grid down. He's got it too.
I wonder who's smoking.
The real Planet X. The real Planet X. Oh no, what are you looking at? You're looking at the other Earth. There's nothing there. It's gonna come on top of you anyway. So you gotta jump the hoop. You do. You gotta jump your mind and your feet at the same time. That's why I'm here. Agenda free, Carly Russell press con. Who is that? Stouffer's pizza. I don't know, Stouffer's stovetop stuffing. Yeah, isn't that the one? That was a Mandela effect here, wasn't it? They didn't have any Stouffer's stovetop here, did they? You got the Sagittarius Earth, and then you got the Orion Earth. We're in the Orion Earth, I think. No, we're not. Sagittarius. We'll have to look at those numbers, see if we can figure that out.
I don't know. That's it.
We're in the 5 world. I don't know what they call it. They call everything. They got so many names for the same thing. It gets confusing.
Exactly.
It confuses me.
They confuse it and they say other things so that we look dumb.
Hey, that's to rewind you. Do you know what? This to remind you of where you came from, right? This is all just little hints and fiddles. But damn, you look pretty good in the picture, dear. Yeah, you look really good back there. All right, we got some common sense show here with some common sense. The Number Globalist Initiative.
If you have followed me for any length of time,
Yeah.
this presentation will
What do you got? More.
surprise to you.
Must be stopped. The number globalist initiative that must be stopped. The number globalist.
No use of voting machines.
Go.
No late voting. Must have ID. Those things are important. But right now,
All right, that's not gonna get us anywhere. But you're probably gonna have an election, and well, good luck to you. Yeah. You should join the rest of the people here. There you go.
Wish in one hand.
And think about in the other. Oh, I was gonna do the Under Armour thing, right? Yeah, the Under Armour thing.
What, this?
No. Oh, maybe.
That?
Yeah, that.
I'm gonna get it.
You are. So it's 8:30 now, my love. Are you ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, because we gotta make it through the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And this attitude
I gotta rest
is
my
kinda hard to
throat.
keep up with all the
I
time.
gotta rest my throat. It gets a little hoarse and raspy because, you know, there's a war in my throat right now. They call it Ukraine because there was 3 world wars. There was a World War I, and that was for the crown chakra. They took that long before you were born. And then there was a World War II, and they took your old men with the knowledge from the previous years. The little bit that was left behind still. There wasn't much that came from Europe that had any clue. The people that were here that were stolen from their lands, well, they had some ideas, but then they beat that out of them too, and then they educate them in a special way. They sure did. But they signed on the line because they were, well, happy to. They did it right because they were made to conform a certain way, and that's the constrictive force of the red right hand, right? Because the world started out yellow because it was falling, and over time it was green and it was blue and it kept falling, and well, because it followed the one line, right? And so we're at the bottom of that line because strike 1, strike 2, and strike 3, 3 ages, and then you find home plate. And while I'm home plate, you've gone through 3 ages.
So you all go ahead and have your elections. We'll see how it all
You've had
works
3
out.
opportunities to recreate the world in a better way, and but that's what this world's for. It's the first step, right? And then you got a second step, which is the other world. And so you walk back and forth, one pushing against the other. So it's not inherently bad. It's required to keep the system going. But you got fortunate enough or unfortunate enough to be developed in this point in time, but most of you were lining up to come in here for this. And while you said you'd remember, and some of you do, and some of you are still like sort of on the line, but a lot of you like nothing was ever said to you.
I think we don't want to step up. And we don't want to push ourselves. The extra 10 reps. The extra 10 lyrics to the song that you need to sing, or the dance that you need to dance.
That's a lot, but I want to keep them about 2 hours unless something's really going on, unless there's a conversation going on. Because
Well, you
I was-
lasted. You did your 10 reps. You ain't gonna leave
I
about
did,
an hour.
I know, I did a lot already today, and I was a good boy. I did good, and I did my job today, and I hope the
Yes,
father
yes,
and the
yes,
mother's
you
happy.
did.
Thank you, Mama.
Yes.
Thank you, Father. And so the affirmation is on me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it all, and I appreciate your eyes observing this. And even if it was only for a moment or two, thank you and welcome. And well, there's always so much more. There's lots of great stuff in the channel that no one ever visits. What is that? The emotionless AI, Eve. And there's some other ones. There's one where I'm, yeah, we've got some good ones. It's better from the top down because as you go back in history, things are still right because it's as the stars were aligning. So the progress was from infancy, from when we were just very first awakening at the very like 2011, and it progresses through time as we came into our focus point, but we've been trying to share all along, and well, some of the information wasn't available to us until the past couple years, and we've been slowly
So we
letting
made it
that out,
available.
and because
You had to ask.
we had to become uncovered. We were covered, and now we're uncovered because
But too, it's like hide and go seek. You have to ask.
because people don't want us here. They don't want us
Yeah.
here. They don't want us here. They say they want us here, but then when they realize because their way is actually harder. It's more rigid and more strict. And so they're expecting something like that, but then they're expecting, I don't know, a white picket fence in a house, and I don't know. I hear it all the time. I hear the different stories. I like to listen. I chat down through the YouTubers there, and I hear their rapture dreams and all the rest. And well, that's great and all, and I appreciate that. But I just want you to know that if you fall up, you're gonna fall out, and you need to fall down to the ground and kiss the earth because that's where it's at. That's the way through. We have to jump.
So take your shoes off.
We have to jump to Jesus. We have to jump to G. That's why the G was put up there, but it wasn't ever a JJ. That J is a hook. It's something you use to pull someone's neck to get them off the stage to stop talking, right? And so it was the Jesus first. Oh, I got rid of it already. But on that other board, and so when you go up the other direction, well, the JE turns into part of the verse, but the whole idea was the G and the G connecting together with the mouth and the mind, and so they took the one G, and they're gonna the G that goes this way, they're gonna reverse it, and you're gonna go over here, which is outside of the body, and that's where they're trying to get anyway. But you're only a small speck of the body, and so that doesn't make any sense. Although your world is very compressed now, so you'll be itty bitty, right? Because there's a whole universe in there. They've got Mars and Jupiter. They got all that tucked right in there, plus every street mapped out in this world, and the ones they could bleed their eyes into, and they put them right here. And all these ideas they grabbed out of the air, they put it all right here. And so now I have to live with it, and so do you, because you have to look at me, and we'll always have that scar there unless we decide to get rid of them. And so that's something we'll all have to discuss as one group when we get to that one mind. And maybe one of you will have a better idea of a way that we can, pull them out of there. But I think I've already got that handled, but I'm always up for suggestions. Welcome. Hello, Christina. So the beginning of the show and the end of the show, well, they're pretty much all the same line. You start with a hello and you end with a hello, and you find your halo along the line. Because we're in hell now, we gotta get out. We gotta pull both legs up out of the fire, we do. And I gotta find some new castle, some new place to dwell, some rainbow atmosphere. Good day. So this is the verse, the Truman Show. The verse, in the verse, the N is the Z, and the Z is the clock, and the time is now to go to the new home. The skies are magenta purple, you see. Well, that is the opening of my third eye in me. And when that opens, the Under Armour the logo will appear bigger in the center, and that center eye is the categorization and the understanding of my current progress of my nation, right? And that's a nation of affirmity, not affirmity, but affirmation, affirmation. That's right, we'll get it squared away. But that means you affirm that you love somebody and that you care, and that you're gonna affirm their. And we're not talking about, well, what are we talking about? I need to be verified or vilified, or what do they call that? I need to be anointed? No. What is that when they're made aware, when somebody takes notice of their situation, but they do it differently here. They made it kind of putrid in a way. What is that called when somebody is screaming out at the table and they justified? No. Nullified? No, that's not it either. There's a special word for it. There is some kind of word, some kind of sword, some kind of cuss word, because it's all a curse, you know. And so that what you speak, and that's what you hear, and that what you share with your children, whether you give it to them or not, those who share it with them away from your ear, well, that becomes part of their mind, part of their well, and that causes them displacement of the gears.
They run around all over. Around and they go.
What is that? When they take notice of you,
To the top.
is it, what is it, my dear?
What?
Entitlement. They're entitled for fear. I don't know. But I got a sugar and I got a raw, and I got a sugar raw for you. I do. Hello, sugar. Hey! Welcome to the zoo. All right, now, so we're going to button our belts, and we're going to unbutton our suits, and we're going to pull away our ties, and we're going to find a place to load that briefcase up full of dirt and some sunrise. Some rice? Yeah, we all could use some rice. Wow. What do you think? Are you ready, guys? You ready? Say bow wow. Say goodbye. Say hello. Say whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Say goodbye. Welcome to the show. Good night, good love, and good night. Love and light to you all. See you soon, soon, soon. It's time to go, go, go.